Hello. So I want to go over today how video can help you bridge the gap between a task-oriented and a relationship-oriented culture. So what this means is, let's give the classic example, is the US very much, for the most part, when you think of, corporate or just very driven, America is very much like task-oriented. So what this means is that we go to a meeting and we're happy to knock stuff out. I mean, just look at all of the podcasts and articles and resources related to like productivity and getting stuff done and creating, morning and daily rituals, of which, as a American myself, I am a huge fan of all of those things and love being able to be productive, get things done. But if we look at, a number of other places outside of the U.S., Western Europe, Western culture falls into that a little bit more, but Eastern Europe will be a little more relationship oriented. But if we look at, for example, Latin America, a lot of places in Africa, they are going to be a much more relational culture where, it's not so much about what exactly did we get done. And this applies too, in general, to more traditional cultures that aren't quite as, industrialized in some ways, but also at the same time, it's not a cut and dry aspect. For example, Japan is going to be a little more, relational, but at the same time, Japan is just an anomaly for everything. They just succeed and are great. But if we look at it in relational cultures, it's more so about how can we connect with you as a person first? Can I trust you? And then once I know that I trust you, then I'll say, hey, I want to work with you. I feel like I can trust you. I know you. I'm okay working with you in many ways. However, in the U.S., we're just like, let's get to business. Let's get stuff done. And then afterwards, let's go out for, an evening meal. We'll connect. We'll relax once we've got stuff done. And so what can happen is if you are an American going to work in another culture that is more relational, you'll want to go, show up and meet, get stuff done, exchange ideas. But at the same time, will say, hey, let's actually relax first and get to know each other, and then we can get stuff done. So this is where video can play an extremely big role if you are a task-oriented person about to travel and work with someone who is relational. If you take the time to actually create some personalized videos that introduce yourself, that explain who you are, to send them to the people who are more relational focused, just explain who you are. Don't try to send agendas. Don't try to do that stuff. That stuff can come, but try to just establish that relationship in video format to the people who you're working with who might be more relational. It will be a perfect opportunity for them to connect with you first before you meet in person. And how do I know this works? I have spent a lot of time editing people's videos, and there's times where we'll meet for I'll meet for a day, we'll record them, but then after a while, I'll spend time looking at their face on the camera, editing them, and then I feel like I know them so much because I have been looking at their camera, and then I go to see them, and they obviously don't feel that connection because they haven't been seeing my face at all. I've been seeing theirs. And so if you do this, if you create this video content, send it out, you'll all of a sudden have a much warmer reception because they'll have seen you, they'll start to get to know you, and they'll trust you more. And this will let you progress faster to getting stuff done, getting the task-oriented stuff done. So don't just assume that because you send some videos to them, they're automatically going to reciprocate and send them back. Don't expect that because in some cases there probably is going to be a little bit of a power distance, which will be another lesson. But in this case, using personalized video, sending it out will help create warmth, increase trust. That way, when you meet, you're further along in the relationship and faster to get to work.